Sometimes sales numbers make no sense. Here is an icon, the Jimny. In this video, we are going to speak about 5 reasons why the Jimny is worth a shot. The first big reason is the size of the Jimny. Yes, size matters and small matters. In a city like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, what is the point of driving a big car? Traffic congestion is at torture levels already. Now consider other body-on-frame off-road SUVs. All of them are large and bulky. Road presence aside, it becomes an uphill task to drive a big car for daily commutes. And that is exactly where the Jimny shines inside the city. It makes way through the tightest of spaces in traffic snarls, parks effortlessly in any spot you might notice, and is an easy car to maneuver for almost anyone behind the wheel. Small is convenient, not just in cities but even on trails. Because of the narrow width, it can drive through the tightest of trails without worrying about the flared fenders or big bumpers and fancy dressed skid plates. Now the only downside of this narrow width is that the Jimny is strictly a 4-seater SUV. The second important aspect is that the Jimny is a very welcoming SUV. Now because the size of the Jimny feels like it is on a strict diet, that results in another big positive, and that is the ease of ingress and egress. For a body-on-ladder construction, this SUV allows for effortless movement while getting in or stepping out. Even for my height of 5 feet 8 inches, I can simply walk into the cabin with minimum effort. If you have elderly in your family, compared to any and every competition with such off-road capability, the Jimny is the easiest for them to hop inside. And this is exactly why the Jimny can be your one-car garage. You can't buy a Thar at a similar price range and expect elderly members to hop in the back seat. Although the Jimny is small, you still get a nice and commanding driving seat position. So visibility is great overall. And except for the unconventional placement of window switches, everything else is acceptable in the ergonomics department. The third important aspect is the simplicity of the Maruti Suzuki Jimny. In a world of digital everything, the Jimny is like an analog timepiece. It refrains from big screens for everything and offers you the basic touchscreen infotainment but with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The cabin finishing, the upholstery, the features list, the exterior design, the lights, the wheels and the overall silhouette. All simple. And guess what? This no-nonsense approach is going to ensure there are no niggles during your ownership. Products like these with underrated attributes, they last the distance. It might not shout out to grab attention, but it will be the one with the lowest service center visits. In today's date, a minimalist vehicle is a luxury. The fourth attribute to make note of is that the Jimny is a comfortable SUV. Now you might wonder, why do you need an off-road capable car when most of your time is spent inside the city? Well, take the Jimny for a spin, more so if you live in a city like Mumbai. We guess the contractors and politicians around have not just eaten up the money, but even the material required to fix the roads. Because of that, driving around in any other vehicle, you will have to keep slowing down and then move carefully. But when you are in a Jimny, you can drive around with full gas with zero given. The Jimny just disrespects the bad roads by saying, "Is that all you got?" Even when on trails, considering you keep the speed in check, the suspension does a fab job of keeping the occupants in their seat and not tossed around much. If you are too fast, then the passengers would surely be too furious. Nevertheless, coupled with well-padded seats, the suspension tune of the Jimny is just right. I personally move around in the latest Hyundai Tucson for over 100 kilometers daily, but the same roads feel so much easier when I am in the Jimny. Now imagine that price delta and understand the comfort capability of this little off-road capable SUV even inside city limits. And the final most important attribute is that the Jimny is very dependable. Now the Jimny has been on sale for quite some time, but have you spotted anyone stranded or have you seen a single unit broken down? Not me. A typical well-engineered, reliable product that it is, the Jimny backed by Maruti Suzuki's superb after-sales network will ensure that you stay on the move anywhere in the country. While I won't really say Maruti Suzuki cars are cheapest to maintain, but they are still well within reasoning capacity. This unit which I am driving is from the very first Indian media drives of this 5-door Jimny, and nothing inside is rattling, nothing has fallen apart. And in my review drive experience of over 1000 kilometers, I have never faced any mechanical malfunction ever. It is easy to diss the product by calling it a toy, but we are sure that the child inside you is longing to buy this toy. I am 35 years of age and my parents are over 60. No matter how much I love the new Thar, if I had to buy an off-road capable SUV, the Jimny would win and it would be a head-over-heart decision. I say that with experience after having owned the Thar in 2015 and my parents getting inside of it no more than 10 to 15 times in 2 years. We hope that Maruti Suzuki doesn't pull the plug on the Jimny just yet and does something better with pricing and features to attract more customers. Let us know your thoughts about the Jimny in the comments below.